Hey, I'm Griffin.
And I'm Nathaniel.
And we're here at the Bon Secours Wellness Arena seeing the Greenville Swamp Rabbits take on the Florida Everblades. And you're watching Post to Post.
Hello and welcome to Post to Post, the channel where we discuss all things hockey and all teams. I thought we'd talk a little bit about the Tampa Bay Lightning because of their dominance this year so far. They have a lot more points than the second place team. They are absolutely destroying the league, and I felt like they deserve a little conversation. Now I see that you're representing the Lightning, but it's not the same team.
Oh, well, you told me you were doing a video about the Lightning, so I decked out.
Yeah, Milton Keynes Lightning.
Oh, so you're doing Tampa Bay Lightning.
Tampa Bay Lightning.
Oh,
yeah.
Actually, no, this was set up ahead of time.
Yeah.
Neil knows of my prohibition on wearing other NHL teams' merchandise, so I won't do that. I only will wear the Montreal Canadiens colors, and that's just my rule. However, if a team's not in the NHL, they're in the AHL, the USHL, the ECHL,
Whatever.
the Elite League in England, or the UK, I can allow myself to wear their garb, and this was the closest I could come.
Exactly. It's pretty good for this video.
Not bad.
I will accept it,
Okay.
for sure. So now, a lot of what I'm going to be reading off this piece of paper I have in front of me are stats from yesterday. I planned on filming this video yesterday, but we just didn't get around to it. So since I made this paper, Tampa Bay has lost to San Jose last night. We're filming this on a Sunday. So some of these statistics are incorrect, but the entire point is the same of the video. So just bear with me a little bit. So if we just look at the top four in the league, and like I said, as of yesterday, Tampa with 66 points, Toronto with 54, Calgary with 54, and Vegas with 54. That's 12 points above the second place team. That's a pretty significant lead. Like, I don't remember the last time the first place team had a lead like that on the second place team. So that's pretty huge. And prior to last night, they were on a 7-game winning streak. And I think like a 15-game point streak or something ridiculous like that. So there's a lot of different factors. I'm going to talk a little bit about what those factors are that are making them so successful. But one of the things that they are very successful at is goals for per game. 4.17 goals for per game, which is first in the league. And again, as of yesterday, power play percentage 30.5, which is first in the league. Penalty kill 82.8, which is ninth in the league. Still pretty good. Shots per game 33.7, fifth in the league. Face-offs 50.2%, 13th in the league. I consider anything above 50 to be a pretty good stat in the face-off circle. So even though they're 13th, it's still a pretty respectable number from them. Now, I'm going to read one of the power play units to you. I want you to see if you notice anything. Kucherov, Stamkos, Point, Johnson, and Palat. Do you notice anything weird there?
No.
They're all forwards.
Well, I was thinking 4 of them were forwards, and for some reason in my mind, I was thinking Braden Point was a defenseman.
Oh.
But I think in the power play, he often plays the point.
Because of his name, Point?
Yeah, probably. But
yeah,
that's where I was going, but I didn't think it was right. So.
There are a couple of teams who've done that in the past and have been very successful with it. Tampa Bay is extremely successful. They could probably, realistically, they could put their fourth line out there on the power play.
Oh, yeah.
And still do pretty good. So this is a very dangerous team, and they utilize their tools very well. Now, if we look at the points on Tampa Bay, I'm just going to read you the top 10 of the team as of yesterday. Kucherov is 69, Point with 54, Stamkos with 46, Johnson with 31, Gord with 28, Miller with 26, Hedman with 25, McDonough with 24, Killorn with 22, and Cirelli with 16. So their top 9 have over 20 points already, which is impressive. Now, if I just go back to Kucherov with his 69, that's first in the league. Point with 54 is 7th in the league. So they have 2 players in the top 7 in points in the league. Stamkos is 21st. Johnson is 82nd. Gord is 98th. Miller is 108th. Hedman is 118th. McDonough is 119th. And Killorn is 143rd. And Cirelli is 229th. So McDonough was 119th. So their top 8 players are in the top 120 points getters in the league. If you look at how many teams make up like 120. That's 6 teams or 6 teams and something because there's
You
8.
could, or you could spread that amongst all the teams. That's 4 players per team.
Yeah.
You would normally, just all the other things being equal, 4 players in every team should be in that top 120 list.
Yeah.
And they have,
8.
like you said, 8.
So they are absolutely firing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
Just a scary offensive team, just a ridiculous scary team. Now, if you look at the goaltending, Vasilevsky is a 2.55 goals against average and a .924 save percentage. Good numbers, but for a team that's 12 points above the second place team, you'd think that the numbers would be a little bit better than that, maybe close to 2 on the goals against average and a little bit better save percentage. Now, Domingue has a 2.99 goals against average and a .904 save percentage. Domingue has let in some very soft goals, but there have been specific games where he has been unbelievable.
Yeah.
They played Calgary a couple of weeks ago or last week, and he played, and he was outstanding in the overtime. So he's come up with some big saves and some crucial saves for the team to get them wins. So definitely a shout out to him. I wrote down some difference makers. There's obviously Stamkos, Kucherov, Point, Gord, Hedman, all these big names. Those are definitely difference makers. But I think what separates Tampa from other teams in the league is they have those depth guys who are difference makers, who play on the 3rd and 4th line and get the big goals like Joseph. He's scored some incredibly important goals this year. Adam Ernie has been great this year.
Yeah, we found that out the hard way.
Yeah. And like I said, Gord, another name that I love watching him play. There's so many guys in the team to cheer for and stuff, but for me, guys like Point and Gord, the younger guys that maybe are a little bit of the underdogs on the team and don't have as much weight on their shoulders, to see those guys perform is pretty cool. I really like the makeup of this team. It's pretty special. Like they're so dangerous. They're incredibly dangerous. They remind me of Detroit back in the 90s, the late 90s. But I just felt it was important that we kind of recognize some of these players in the team and what the team has done so far. The season's early. Well, it's not early. We're halfway through.
Yeah, when you did your stats up, it was exactly halfway, 41 games.
Yeah.
Now they played 42, but even at 42 games with the loss last night to the Sharks, they're on pace for 129 points.
Yeah, that's almost record-breaking
Almost.
total. Almost.
Yeah, incredible.
That's top 5. So can they keep up the pace? I'm going to say probably not at this, because this is a kind of a ridiculous pace. So I'm going to say no. I think they'll slow off a little bit. Do I think that they're going to lose the top place in the league? Nope, definitely not. I think they're going to probably maintain at least a 6 to 8 point lead on the second place team in the Eastern Conference. I can't see Toronto catching them, and Toronto's an amazing team. I just can't see another team catching them at this point. They're just too strong offensively.
Pittsburgh has gone on quite a tear in the East.
They have.
And it's not over yet. But I agree with you. I think for other teams to catch Tampa Bay, they would have to have a mighty collapse, and they're not going to. They're too deep for that.
Just look at special teams alone. If you look at the power play, you can't take a penalty against Tampa because you will pay for it. If you take one during the game and you get through it, count yourself lucky. You can't take any more because statistically, like they're gonna score, and it doesn't matter if they have their top line out there, if they put 5 forwards, or if they have the 3rd string power play unit out there. It's their 3rd string power play unit is almost more dangerous than any other team's top power play unit. So, like, this team is absolutely stacked. That's why I picked them to win the Stanley Cup this year. I still think they're going to do it. Hopefully, Vasilevsky can be consistent in the playoffs and stay healthy, of course. But I wouldn't want to play them in the playoffs.
No.
What team do you think has the best chance against them in the playoffs?
I think a team like Boston or Washington, first off, coming out of the East.
Yep.
I think they can skate with Tampa Bay, and I think they can bring a different physical element to the game, both those teams. Whereas Pittsburgh, more of a finesse team, I would think that Tampa Bay can handle that fairly well. I think Tampa Bay would do fairly well against Toronto, frankly. I don't think Toronto is nearly as deep. I think Toronto's a bit fragile, especially back between the pipes, whereas Tampa Bay is not. But I think a Boston or a Washington matchup can change the chemistry of the series to the extent that they can take advantage of Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Still wouldn't pick them to win. I wouldn't put any money on them winning, but I can see them extending the series and having a bit of a chance. But of course, if the standings remain roughly the way they're ordered now, it looks like that would only happen in the second or third round. The first round opponent that Tampa Bay feeds on will be a feast for Tampa Bay, whoever it is.
Now, as of today, Tampa would play the Islanders.
Islanders, yeah.
Now, the interesting thing about this is that Tampa Bay has the most goals for per game average. Do you know what team has the least amount of goals against average? So the best goals against average in the league.
I don't know.
The Islanders.
I was going to go there, but...
Yeah, the Islanders.
Really?
So that's pretty interesting. I wonder how that matchup would work out. The Islanders are a very good defensive team. They're much different than last year. New coach, new system. They've had some players leave.
Yeah,
one
and
specific player, and some players come in.
And really, really upgraded their roster.
Yeah, so that would be a very interesting matchup. I still think Tampa would win, but it would be interesting to see Tampa play one of the best defensive teams in the league. When they play again, I'm going to watch that game specifically just to see how it goes, just to see the matchup and see if the Islanders can contend. But
cool.
Yeah. That's all I really have to say about in this video. I don't really have anything else. I just wanted to give a little bit of recognition to the best team in the league right now. I'm not really a fan of Tampa, but as a hockey fan, you have to appreciate what they're doing. It's pretty spectacular. So thanks, guys, for watching. I appreciate it. If you're not subscribed already, hope you can hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video. Adios.